تهیه و تنظیم در استودیو بیزرایز.
So, ladies and gentlemen, listen up very closely because I am about to tell you the real secret on how to make passive income in 2023. And here is exactly how you do it. You don't. And before you click away and before you get upset because you have this imagery in your mind that you're gonna sit on a beach, live the laptop lifestyle, all you're gonna do is log in, check your PayPal, check your Stripe, check your bank account. And by the way, if you've ever actually worked from the beach, you know just how horrible it is. You got the sun in your eyes, you're sweaty, there's no connection. Like it's not practical in any form or fashion. But you have this idea in your mind because you believe that there's something called passive income when quite frankly there isn't. And I know that might be upsetting to some of you guys. And by the way, you know, for certain titles on YouTube, I might even use the term passive income, but I'll make it very, very clear very early on that it does not exist. And by the way, this is coming from someone who owns multiple software companies which are meant to be passive. You know, software, you just build it, you invest the money, you build it, and then it just grows and grows. Yeah, that's not really the reality. I have an e-commerce brand, Gادژی. It's another one of those things where it's e-com, it's passive income. Ladies and gentlemen, no it's not. And I even ran an advertising agency for 6 years. And I'll tell you, that was probably about as close to passive as I've ever gotten. And I'll tell you in just a second why that is. And by the way, this trickles all the way down to even real estate. Look, real estate is considered the truest form of passive income. And even that, you have paperwork to deal with, you have tenants to deal with, you have a whole bunch of headaches to deal with, even with the truest forms of passive income. Now you can either continue to live in fairy tale la la land, or you can watch the rest of this video and I will give you a clear game plan on how to achieve passive income, or at least in your mind where you perceive to be passive income. And I'll give you a 12-month roadmap on how to actually accomplish that. Now, to give you a clear understanding of what passive income is actually like, it's kind of like if you decide one day that you never want to have to deal with running low on toilet paper. So you decide you're gonna buy as much toilet paper as humanly possible. And you might do pretty well. You might sell out a bunch of stores of toilet paper. Heck, you might even have a 12-month, a 18-month, a 24-month supply of toilet paper. But at the end of the day, that toilet paper runs out. At a certain point, the effort that you front loaded, because you put in a lot of effort on the front, and basically what you did was you bought yourself time. But eventually it's a ticking time bomb. So really what you're doing here with the idea of passive income is you're kicking the can down the road. Now bear in mind, I'm not saying that that's not smart. I do many things in my businesses, which means that I'm basically buying myself time. I know that, hey, eventually this thing will break and I'm gonna have to come in and repair it, or I'm gonna have to give it my attention again. But because I've taken this action today, this week, this month, that basically buys me time. That means that I have more time before I have to think about it or deal with it again. So as I said, stick around because I'm gonna give you a full 12-month breakdown on how to actually accomplish this stuff. If you are just at the beginning of your entrepreneurial ventures, you need to understand that your greatest asset is time. Why do you want to spend less time on your business? Why is that your focus when the most valuable thing that you have, and I'm not trying to be demeaning, I'm not trying to put you down, I'm just being very honest with you, your time is not worth much. So if you put a little bit of time into something and that time isn't worth a lot, well then of course you're not going to get incredible results in your life. So instead you want to be using your greatest asset, which is your time. And for some of you guys, that may just mean that you can only spend 3 hours a day or 2 hours a day on your business, but still do it. Don't avoid the work. Now eventually what happens is you start to build leverage. And true power in life is leverage. And there's no such thing as passive income. There is simply leveraged income. And there's really two main types of leverage. I'd say maybe a third, but for most people it doesn't really apply. At first, the main source of leverage that you have is systems. You'll get to the point where you will start doing things in your online business and you'll build systems around them. Or maybe you'll start to automate them. Maybe you'll start to use some automations. And that is leverage. You might get to a point where you build a system to get customers, to get clients, and now the system is built. That's your leverage. That thing just kind of keeps running. And the second form of leverage, and this is the most powerful leverage by far, is team. And in the first 6 months, you don't really need to worry about this too much, but team could mean having a VA, it could mean having a contractor, it could mean having cheap interns, it could mean having employees, all the way up to employees who get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes even millions of dollars. But obviously you don't need to worry about that now. I'm just trying to paint the picture that you have this idea of passive income. Oh, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time and I'm just gonna build passive income. But you need to understand that the world is a free market. That means that everyone is competing against everyone. And if someone else has more leverage than you in the form of systems, in the form of team, they are always going to win. And that's just a cold, hard reality of it. So now that you understand the two primary forms of leverage, which is systems and team, there's actually a third one, which is network. But most people will totally overestimate how important a network is for actually building your business or getting your business off the ground. It's actually very, very unimportant. The most important thing when you first start your business is just doing the work. But now I'm going to tell you how to actually achieve passive income in 2023, which basically just means leveraged income. Now, if you want more information, I go far more in depth on a YouTube video that I recently uploaded. This video has probably gotten the best response of any video I've ever uploaded. You guys seem to love it. Basically what I did was I locked myself in a room. I compared 8 of the best business models online and basically just ran through the pros and the cons and how to actually implement and have success with it. So I'll leave that as a top link in the description for your convenience. But in this video, to keep it short, I'm gonna give you a 2-part plan over the space of the next 12 months. So for the next 6 months, I need you to learn a skill. Ladies and gentlemen, there's actually a 4th lever that you can pull, which is capital. But obviously, I'm not really mentioning that because I know that pretty much all of you don't have a lot of
تهیه و تنظیم در استودیو بیزرایز.